And we're recording.
We're recording on a 3-month-old recap. Nice. We're back
For now.
for now. So what happened last session, folks? We all got married in holy
Matrobrony.
Matrobrony. That was it. Yep.
The death
hated
flag, the first of many.
Yeah, I hated it. It was awful. That is just like the worst suggestion known to man, but we did it because it was also hilarious.
Wait, no, that wasn't the first death flag. The first death flag was the boning.
Oh yeah, the fucking hooking up with the rabbit lady. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, that wasn't the start of the session, but yes, I guess that was definitely foreshadowing. Oh boy. Oh,
We started
boy.
the session with the afterglow, like,
Yep.
so it counts.
Silver String walked out strutting. Yep.
Yeah, because it was just
Then
randomly like they just showed up and went like, "Hey, your dad's getting married to your sister in 3 days."
Yeah. And oh shit, we gotta go to the Eye of Seven Despairs and solicit him a way to teleport to the wedding. We did that. We talked to the Eye of Seven Despairs and learned a lot about the Seven Despairs. We learned that Meowthazar is one. And both the Despairs we met basically said we were cool, so that we were willing to help us. But also he wanted to know about the Kylos, our god, and like the promises, the afterlife that was kind of talked about, and he wanted to suss out whether we were grifters, essentially, trying to grift on poor people's desperation, especially people who wanted to pass on into something more than what the Black Caravan offers, which is sounded like fuel in a way.
Nobody really knows. Everybody has suspicions.
Yeah. Sounded like fuel, but who knows? So we managed to convince him of that, and that we were good people. At least that he felt like we believed, even if he was not 100% on board. We also learned all the Despairs are Tabaxi. That's a thing. What else? Okay, we all got married, Matrobrony, and then we were trying to figure out how to lessen the odds of a mishap going off with teleporting, and produced the cultist's blade that I had stolen from time, in a way, in the double life. Used to stab my father back in the day.
Yes, the time knife.
The time knife. And that would lead us directly into the blood sacrificial chambers where my mother was. And we had a momentary break there where DM was literally like, "Are you sure?"
I think I asked it like a couple of times too. I was like,
You sure did. Yep. And we
we were
eventually
like,
had
"Fuck
a
it,
vote
we
on
won't."
it. And it was tied. And then I changed my vote. Nope. It wasn't me that changed my vote. It was Raz, you changed your vote.
Yeah, I changed my vote.
You changed your vote. Because I was going to change to no. But you beat me to it. So we went. And gosh, other than almost immediate death of everyone except for Silverstring, which it wasn't quite so immediate, but nearly, we found that, yeah, it was a sanctified place of only the Akims, basically. Blood was allowed to survive, and everyone else basically was forced into immediately dying, or very close to. We fought off some blood, but it just reformed. We tried to escape, but could not. And so, in the last desperate moments, Silverstring sacrificed himself to end the Achaean bloodline. At least in the motherhood line here, and all that had been possessing of the Achaean blood from this place. Except for maybe his unborn child.
1/4 rabbit, 1/4 dampier, 50% angst.
Yep. In the explosion, as a final wish to Kylos, Silverstring made with kind of the final miracle seed, Tolmond and Zaz were saved by Kylos.
That's kind of where we ended it. We just like, okay, well, you're saved. You survive. But we never really went into how. We just went, that's the end. And now we're back. Just because it's minorly important, it might minorly be important later. One of the things you did to ensure the teleport was you left the old faded holy symbol that had the original spark that became eventually Kylos. You left that with the Eye of Seven Spares, so like they could be like, hey, like if you guys die, like maybe
they could spread the message.
Yeah, maybe our priests can like do something with this, and we can like there's not like hope doesn't die with you sort of thing.
Yeah.
Very true. It was the insurance. It was assurance for the eye, and then it was insurance for Kylos kind of thing. So it had a double goal, yeah.
Alright, does anybody have any questions or anything? Oh, it's been a while, so... Okay.
We might be rusty.
Oh, I might be rusty too. We're all going to be rusty together. Will this video end up on YouTube? Maybe. Who knows? We'll see. Maybe it just gets thrown to the Shadow Realm. We'll find out.
The lost chapter.
It's like this is the bootleg content, yeah.
Exactly.
So we'll begin in blood. In that ritual chamber, swirled with sanguine, liquid everywhere, oozing from you as this feminine entity pulls your very life force from your body. Your vision goes dark. Tolmond and Zizota, who I did definitely almost call Colon Grease. But Tolmond and Zizota, as your vision begins to fade, the corner is becoming darker and darker, and you're just focused on that narrow... Thank you. On that narrow dot of light, you see Silverstring diving down into the blood, the ritual knife in his hand, whispers of prayer floating, being lost in the sounds of chanting and magical mayhem that swirls around you. But your last vision of Silverstring before it all fades away, the last thing you can't help but notice as he dives to certain doom, clutching that damn dagger that got you into this mess in the first place, is that for some reason he seems to be smiling. And as the light fades, it feels not as if you're going into a cold emptiness. It's as if you're being embraced by something warm and solid, as if the very earth around you is molding itself. And then you don't remember anything. I would like to start this off with everybody rolling a d20, save for Silverstring. So just, yeah, so Zoda and Tolman, if you'd be so kind as to roll a d20.
We both got an 8.
This was
Amazing.
This was meant to be kind of like an initiative, so please roll again. Of course it's a tie. No, we're starting together.
8.
20.
3 8s and a 20. Ain't that some shit? Zoda.
I'm surprised they weren't 12s.
Well, like I said,
Right?
Silverstream wasn't rolling.
That's true.
Sucks that I have to start off. Oh no.
Just like, hey, it's your third session. Tell me what your soul's like. Like, I still remember that.
Wonderful.
You don't know how long you've been in that embrace. You're unaware of the flow of time. All there is that gentle, loving darkness. And what I mean by that is, it's like you're being covered in a heavy blanket. It's comforting, it's not suffocating, but there's a weight to it. So when you feel that weight disappears, Azoda, it's enough for your eyes to widen for the first time. You don't see the blood chamber, though it's still fresh in your memories. If you saw it seconds ago, you still remember Silverstring and that dagger and that smile. See, what is your passive perception? It's been a minute. Oh, hold on. I gotta drop your token. 18, yeah, you're very perceptive. Your eyes open. Or do they? Are you the kind of person to keep your eyes closed even though this weight has been removed, or would you open them and look around?
Oh no, he's opening them.
Enough with the mysteries. You open your eyes. Gone is the blood chamber. Instead replaced by earth, stone, and fire. It's hot wherever it is you are. You can't move from the neck down, but you can move your head. And as you look at the why you can't move, you are encased in a chrysalis of sorts. A pale green crystal that a large, horribly burned and disfigured dragonborn is currently chiseling you out of. This dragonborn doesn't seem to notice that you've opened your eyes, but he is chiseling away at the crystal that subdues you.
Oh damn. That's a predicament. What color is this dragonborn?
It is impossible to know, for so horribly burned and scarred this dragonborn is that its scales no longer exist. It is nothing but twisted flesh and the vague semblance of a dragonborn. But there's a nobility to it. You can tell just, you've spent your life around dragonborn, or at least a couple of them. So there's definitely the features that would mark this as dragonborn and not a lizard person. But other than that, no scales.
How long have you been at that?
Real quick, this is what your family home used to look like, Silverstring.
It's so pretty.
Not so much anymore.
Now it's a black void.
Ah, yes, let me configure the light away. Lighting, global illumination. Alright, go and just drop your token anywhere.
Oh my.
Now it is a black void.
Oh, that's...
Kind of giving me a throwback to the temple.
right?
Oh boy.
I don't think I was there, but...
Everything is exploding. There's even a volcano off there. Or something.
Yep, definitely a volcano.
The Dragonborn startles, looking at you, dropping the chisel and tools with his twisted fingers. Burned, scarred, and broken, haven't healed correctly. So everything sort of falls from his hands easily. Turns his scarred head towards you. This man is dressed in simple clothing that's been burned and muddied with earth. Oh, you're awake. You're awake.
Oh god, it's Christmas!
Ho ho ho, motherfucker.
Oh, it's Krampus.
No! Oh no.
I didn't think you'd wake up anytime soon. The old Dragonborn leans over and starts picking up his tools. Most don't wake up until they're fully out of the crystals.
And how long have I been in this crystal?
I honestly don't know. I woke up here just a few months ago myself. And now I've been helping people like you. He goes back to chiseling away, just tap, tap, tap on the crystals. Escape from their prisons.
And where exactly is here?
He looks around at the burning rubble, fire jetting up from
Oh.
the sky and flames that cannot be put out. This used to be the great Achium Manse. The place of power, they say. Well, now it is still a place of power, but it is a place of pain as well. Chisel, chisel, chisel.
Huh.
So what brought you here before the collapse? Everyone here was in the manse when it was destroyed. Were you a guest, perhaps? Chisel, chisel, chisel.
You could say that. I was a guest to one of the Achiums, in a sense.
A guest of the Achiums. Well, then you might be one of the last ones to lay eyes on them. Seems like they're all dead now. Unless we find one in here. It takes about a few minutes longer, but you are eventually freed.
He just kind of dusts green off and looks around to see if he can't find anybody else, Silverstring or anyone.
As you look around, now you're in the heart of like this burning ruin. Like the ceilings are mostly gone. You can see above you just floors and floors of broken architecture, somehow still standing. Not only do you see the fire jutting out from everywhere, but you can even see eddies of visual magic ebbing and flowing between windowsills and around columns. Wherever you are, you're deep in this ruin. Are you looking for someone?
Yes, I'm looking for. I was part of a group. I was with friends.
Part of a group. Well, did you see them when... He kind of moves his hand in a circle of motion. When this happened?
Yes, we were gathered together.
Well, as far as I know, nobody moved when the chrysalists form, so they should still be where you left them. Strange, these. He picks up a piece of green crystal and hands you a particularly pleasant-looking cylinder of crystal. I always say you should keep these. We don't know what formed them or how. We think it might be the magic of the domain. He hiccups a little bit. But this saved us. So keep it or not. It's got like I'm not your dad energy.
I think I will, actually. I think it's in my best interest to keep this, and he's gonna tuck it into his robe, or he's gonna tuck it into whatever he's wearing now, I guess.
You are essentially wearing what you have on you, whatever you had at the moment of, the incident.
All right, well, he'll tuck it into someplace safe then.
All right, you just tuck it in and it disappears. So do you remember where you were standing in relation to your friends? We can dig for them now. I would love to free more. I've already freed so many dozens.
That is kind of you, actually. I didn't exactly catch your name.
I am the burned one. I sacrificed my name some time ago. About a month. Yes, it was about... Oh, I think it was a month. He seems confused for a second, as if he's trying to recall exactly when something happened, but can't.
Don't worry about it. I think I can recall where some of my friends were. Do I remember where, actually, I probably would. I would go to where...
Make a wisdom check.
Alright. I can't even recall names at this point. 15.
You remember vaguely where Tolmond was. Vaguely.
Well, he'll point into the direction that is and say, I vaguely remember a friend being over there.
No, that'll save us so much time. Would you be willing to help me?
Of course, I can help.
Excellent. What is your name, young man?
You can call me Suzoda.
Ah, Suzoda. That has a good ring to it. Yuan Ti, I take it, from Zack.
Yeah, exactly that.
Has some naming conventions I'm familiar with. Though it seems you have some dragon in you. Looks at all the blue scales and strangely draconic features that have come to you in recent months. At least in memory.
He'll just smile a little bit sadly, because, he's kind of at the point where he's free, he's got his faculties together, and oh, yeah, so many of us probably didn't make it, and uh-oh. But, he'll nod and say, you could say that.
He wanders over to where you pointed right here and starts casting spells with his twisted and gnarled fingers and his burnt flesh. The earth begins to move, to mold itself out of the way, little clumps at a time, raising into arcane patterns only to disappear and pile itself neatly aside. I wouldn't use more than cantrips with the points up to all the eddies and flows. We're in an unstable domain. And
Don't really have much in terms of magic, so he's just going to start digging.
Alright, go and give me an athletics check. I am a snake and I'm digging a hole.
I'll inspiration that. I'm not
Excellent.
doing much else with those.
Now we're learning why snakes take the burrows of other animals.
The 11's fine.
We're definitely learning why snakes steal burrows and not and don't dig them.
Yep.
All right. You begin helping. And it's not a quick process. It's hours of just molding earth. The burned one goes about it in a rather meticulous way. First going down and then digging out in a spiral until he finds something that jogs your memory, like a spire or a headless angel statue. And then using your information going from there, you're able to triangulate where you're pretty sure one of your companions is. After these hours of painstakingly digging, you come across a green crystal. You cannot see who's in it, but it is a green, lightly glowing crystal that pulses with an inner light. There's something familiar about it. It's like you're in the presence of warmth, of protection. Whatever these crystals are, they are seemingly a good thing. Well, this might be your friend. Do you have anything to tell me about him?
If I remember correctly, this was Tolman. He's rather bookish.
Well, let's hope this bookish gentleman was as strong as you and survived. They didn't all, you know. Sometimes we open these and start chiseling, and we just find corpses. We don't. Would you like to try to break the crystal, young man?
You know what? You take the side, I'll take the other. And he does a couple stretches before he starts to pound at it with his fists.
Make an attack roll, please.
This is gonna be fine. This is gonna be great. 14.
Alright, you start punching the crystal, bits of it flaking off. It's tougher than it feels, for sure. Because when you're holding it, it feels softish, like warm and comforting, but when you actually go to strike it, it's remarkably resilient. But you have time. And time gets through most things. So after probably a couple hours, you're able to carve deeper and deeper into this crystal. When you peel the last flakes away, you find a familiar face inside. Silverstring, you open your eyes. You feel
Like-
this heavy, weighted crystal lifted from your face. And as your eyes open, you're looking down, or I should say up, at a horribly twisted and scarred dragonborn. And a very familiar, definitely less scarred, Sazota.
Can I speak?
Yeah.
Saz.
No, I'm string. You're
You're alive.
you're alive. What was that? What did you? Hold on. He's gonna continue to try to get you out of the crystal because oh my god, String's alive.
The last thing I remember is praying to Kylos, falling into the blood, being surrounded and feeling absolution.
You scared me half to death with that move, but you saved us. You set this place afire, but you saved us. Thank you.
Place of fire. Where are we?
We seem to still be in the ruins of your family home, but it's
Oh,
it's ruins
oh.
and on fire, and has been for a long time. It sounds like.
Well, that's good.
The old
This is just-
Dragonborn kind of like backs away a little bit. You can use my tools if you need them. I'll give you two a moment.
He'll take them and just start chiseling. He's probably a bit more capable of doing it since he's not mostly scar tissue. So
It's just you and me. Where are the others?
I haven't found the others yet. I just got out of my jade cocoon myself.
Jade cocoon. Oh. What is
That's-
this?
My guess it's Kylos' way of saving us.
Oh.
Does look a little bit like a seed from this end of things.
Interesting. Kylos provides.
Kylos provides. Tink, 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 tink.
If I reach out, can I feel like still a connection with Kylos?
Give me like a wisdom check. Actually, a charisma, like a force of will check. Either way, whatever's better for you. Which I know is going to be charisma because you're silver string.
Yep.
Is it a 12?
No, it's a
roll.
natural 10.
It was
Sadly.
10.
You reach out and you feel a connection, a strong connection, stronger than you've ever felt it before. Whatever this crystal is, it is certainly touched by Kylos.
They are very present. That's good.
In that contemplative moment, when you're feeling the presence of Kylos overcome, like just touch you, Silverstring, you do hear a distant exclamation from the scarred Dragonborn. I found another one over here.
Hmm.
Let me free my friend and we'll be over there shortly.
Take whatever time you need.
I'm going to chisel the fuck out of the crystal.
I'll just like Shadow. How long have you been looking for these crystal eggs?
He's apparently been here doing this for months.
Not just months. It may time. With all the magic, the time moves weird. Here, Sazoda.
Hmm.
Interesting. Suppose we'll see the ramifications of that soon enough.
It only takes a couple of minutes, and Silverstring is fully free.
Oh,
Do you hand him a piece of green crystal?
I'm going to pick the prettiest one in the pile, I think.
I'll just get up and I will give Saz a hug.
Oh, yeah, no, after he hands you the hunk of crystal, he's squeezing you.
Yeah.
You are trapped in the snake's coils, and he is so glad you're alive.
I didn't think you'd make it out of there.
You?
I
I didn't think
saw
you'd
you.
make it.
I saw you all die.
And the last thing I saw before I was sure I was dead was you jumping, and I was sure you were a goner before I was. I don't know. I know that you weren't as affected, but
Yeah.
You're gonna have to ask him to let you go. He is squeezing.
Shall we see about our hopefully another friend?
Yes, right. Sorry,
Maybe
I'm
well.
still processing. I have
Maybe
only been
Kristoff,
free.
Tolman.
I haven't seen them, so hopefully this is one of them.
I can gather them all back.
Though he said that not everybody in these is alive, so let's just hope Kylos is a miracle worker.
Huh.
Some 25 feet away, you find the burned one, clawing away with both magic and claw at another green crystal. Silver string. You and you alone, as you're making your way over to this other crystal, something catches your eye. And as you turn nearby, you see tapestries. Tapestries that you recognize belong to your family, and they are draped over something. Something consisting of lots of bulges. Something that is clearly more than one body. Like a funeral shroud. This has gone missed by Sazota, but you see it. Your eyes are drawn to this sort of death, perhaps.
While they chisel, I will, wander over and kind of look under the tapestry. Is this... What do I see?
Peaceful, as if sleeping. You see before you that motherfucker who literally arrested you, who stole your loot, who treated you like a common criminal, and became one of the best friends you ever had. You see the body of William Brand, and it looks like he's sleeping. So fresh is he. Bits of crystal still attached to his skin here and there.
Well, Now I will try to assess him. Try to make myself believe that, like, maybe he's alive. Or there's some way to revive him. I'll throw back the rest of the tapestry. Scarred one. You never told me your name. Do you have any way of healing or bringing back the dead? This is one of my dearest friends.
Meanwhile, the scarred one, caught up in his work of excavating another crystal, doesn't seem to respond. So busy is his work. And he is like 30 feet away, kind of like just chiseling away, so he doesn't really respond to you.
I'll try to pour some healing magic in. But, you know what? I'm going to do something really strange. Let's see if I can delude myself. I can delude myself. Okay.
That's such a great, like, I'm gonna roll deception versus my own insight. Yeah.
Yeah. I have deluded myself into believing that there's some way that I can bring back Will. I'll try to cast some healing magic into him, see nothing works there, and kind of reach out to that connection for Kylos. Please tell me there's something.
You reach out, first with your magic. The familiar healing glow settling into the pallid, peaceful corpse. Perhaps it's your self-delusion. Perhaps it's just the sheer desperation. Or maybe it's the magic in this area. But as your magic washes through this being, you watch as the green crystal flakes away. Old wounds knit themselves. But there's no life here. Your magic simply repairs an empty vessel. And as you fall back on that connection to Kylos, there's just this familiar sense, this knowledge that you now have. Unmistakable. That you will see him again. But not right now. Not right now.
I kind of lift my hand from his chest where I put the healing magic and tousle his hair a little bit and go, motherfucker. Walk away.
Meanwhile, Tolmond, you open your eyes. And it's as if a heavy blanket's lifted up off you. Everywhere around you is ruins and fire. But that's not what's important. For looming over you are two faces. A twisted and scarred dragonborn that you do not know. And I presume a very happy Sizoda that you do.
Happy, relieved, sad. He might have cried while listening in on that Will thing a little bit.
Morning. How long was I out for?
I don't think I could answer that properly. It's I'm so glad you're alive.
Anybody know what the hell happened to this place?
I have
Uh,
a non-approximate knowledge, suspicions, theories. Who is this man? He says to Sizoda.
It's just Tolmond.
Tolmond.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the world, Tolmond. Let's get
And
this off.
Silverstring will run over. Run over and start helping to chisel. Not at all effective compared to the others, but you know.
I could hand you the chisel and go back to punching if you'd like.
You know,
No, it's
this
okay.
might sound a little biased, but I'm starting to think I can't die.
I'll just create my own.
Oh, please do not test that. Please do not test that ever.
Tolman, you've already died too many times. I
Doesn't
very
seem-
much am
technically,
sure.
this is what, the second, third time? This is getting ridiculous. But I will say I'm happy to be back, and I'm certainly happy to see you guys.
I mean, if we really want to test it, we could leave you in there.
Let's not do that. No offense, I'm not exactly a fan of your family's estate.
Yeah, it's definitely seen better days. Less.
Neither am I. No offense taken.
Good.
Meanwhile,
Fuck this place.
the burned one is just like looking between you guys, like clearly like not knowing what the inside banter is, but like kind of happy that you're talking. Like, hey, these guys might recover. Like,
So that was really Will over there, wasn't it?
is
How
that
is William doing?
his name?
William Brand.
Why
Guard
did you
of a
say
small
it so
town.
solemnly?
Little of note. But one of our best friends.
Oh, he didn't make it.
No.
Zoda doesn't look up. He just continues to chisel.
But Kylos has told me he's happy.
So, you hear the same reason Suzoda here is? You here for
Huh?
Why are you here? Trying to get a log of all the guests. Everybody was here, seeing who needs to be saved and who doesn't still, so...
Well, what is your opinion of the Akiams?
Like, this place is a bit of a danger, so the more we can do, the faster we can do. The better. Get out of this time blight, or whatever this is.
Time Blade. Time Blade?
What's a time blade?
He turns to Dolman. You know what a manse is and what a domain is, do you not? Tolman, you definitely do.
I do.
Tolman. You definitely do.
Of course.
A domain is a conjunction of ley lines that come together and it creates a very magically active area that usually does weird stuff to the surrounding environments. And what a manse is an architectural capstone on that conjunction of ley lines that channels that power into various magical effects. It's how you get stuff like flying cities or cities that can move and do weird stuff.
Or blood pits.
Or blood pits, yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Well, that definitely would explain some of your family's power.
So why did you come to this wedding? Are we on the guest list? Or are you one of the servants?
In a manner of speaking, we were on the guest list.
Excellent. Tolman and Sazota, I will log your names. If you don't mind, we have a camp just outside the domain. You can stay there, and perhaps you'd be so kind as to help us as we finish digging in this place.
Well, I believe we have... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. As you can see, we're far below the ground. I don't think there is much more to uncover. But we should have you rest, and we shall speak of happier times.
We still need to look for Kristoff, right?
Yes, there was one more in our group.
One more. Do you remember where this person was when the incident occurred?
Tolman just looks at one of you two.
I do not think he was too far away from, well, this spot here.
Hmm.
There are times when I really do wish I could locate objects. But unfortunately, I never had any talents for the magical arts. Well,
Tolman. Can't you do that?
Unfortunately, no.
Ah,
I have a handful of abilities, but unfortunately, that is not one of them.
well then I guess we'll be using our hands and our thoughts.
But what I could do is I can cast Earth and Grasp to help move some of the rubble. Or would that be too much?
Earthen grass should be fine. I wouldn't recommend casting anything more powerful. Things tend to become chaotic. And you, Tolman, can definitely see all like the eddies and flows of just raw magic kind of mostly do these uncapped ley lines just going through and wrapping itself around pillars. Every once in a while it'll interact with something like in a ridiculous way. Like a candelabra will like just transform into a rat and run away, and all kinds of like really weird stuff. If we knew the properties of the domain, it would help us ward against the effects, but it seems like the Achiums were a secretive lot. And I
Yes,
doubt
we were.
And I doubt any but perhaps the master of this place truly knew anything of import. Anyway, let's dig here, he points randomly down into the side. This may take a while, but don't worry, we have time. Alright, we're gonna do a little skill check on can we find Christoph? Or do we have to come back another day? Alright. So you guys are now excavating the ruined blood pits. And the goal is to find Christoph without finding any of the dangerous shit that you know to be down here in the blood pits. So, failure, you find bad stuff. Success, you don't. There are 3 of you, so you will need 2 successes out of 3. Which is a little brutal, because, if there was 4 of you, it would still be 2. Because math. But I know at least 2 of you have inspiration. But sadly, I think Sazota did use his. So...
digging a hole seemed important.
Alright, I'm going to put you guys on initiative.
Oh no.
I like to do initiative for skill challenges. Go and roll your initiative. Raz is dead.
Why is Raz dead?
Just
Yeah.
instantly dead.
I was like, excuse me?
Oh, what? Oh.
Oh, these are beautiful.
There's new icons. Toggle combat state. Okay, I think that worked. It clearly did not.
You're in initiative.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just don't see it anywhere.
Weird. You might need to reload. That might fix it. Might
Alright.
not.
Give me a second. Ah, I've been logged out. How rude.
Yeah, you go. log
My
back in.
favorite.
You did win initiative though with a 26 compared to Silverstring's second place 8.
Hey,
Yeah,
back
more
to
than
8.
more than tripled. Yeah.
Sometimes,
8 is the number of the session, apparently.
Yeah, the new number.
no, that we want the default number to go up, not down, guys.
Listen. Silverstring shed the curse of 12 when this place came down around our heads.
Yeah,
But unfortunately, because this place came down around our heads, so the number also came down.
Womp womp. Alright, I am back. Okay, combat state is active.
Okay, so
There it goes. Okay. Now I see
Tolman.
everything. Yes.
So the goal here is to find Kristoff without finding any of the bad stuff. 2 out of 3 of you need to succeed. There's going to be 3 rounds of skill check. So how does
Okay.
Tolman go about finding Kristoff?
Alright, for this first round, can I start off by cheating? Can I use Arcana to try and use the ley lines to help find him?
Yeah, absolutely. You can't
Sweet.
cheat. You can't cheat in skill checks. There aren't any rules.
I just figure I might be able to tap into it a little bit and see if I can kind of understand it and use it to help locate.
All right, give me an Arcana check.
29.
Well, we know who's getting all the good luck. With your plus 14. Fucking level. Fucking 10 characters. Alright, so you use your very prestigious arcane knowledge to just reach out, and you begin plucking threads of raw magic out of the air. A little bit of just nature magic, a little bit of earth, a little bit of time, and a whole lot of blood. All of these powers just boil and swirl and mold themselves to your will, and with a ping that trembles the earth and rattles the very flames spewing from it, you see a handful of chrysalises. You definitely see one that's large enough to belong to Kristoff. You find a smaller one right next to Kristoff. Perhaps a familiar pet or object. Either way, it is there.
Think I've got something.
In addition, you find 2 other chrysalises. One further deep down in the very center, and another one that's about 10 feet from it. Both of these are human size.
I'm picking up on a few different ones. 2 down near the pit somewhere, close to the center, and another one close by us, with a very small one.
Small one would probably be Kristoff's little familiar. What do you call that thing again?
Oh, the little, what's it called? The little
Dragon.
sprite
Pseudo
fairy
dragon.
dragon thing.
That's what it is.
Named Flapjack.
Flapjack, that's right.
Flapjacks.
Trust Sass to know about dragons.
Well, that's probably the best place to look.
So you found 3 of them, Tolman.
It appears 4 in total.
4.
Two close by us, and 2 near the center of the pit.
We should focus on the one you think will best be your friend. We could get the other ones as well, but that might be a future day's problem. We only have time today to get one.
Then I would say we focus near us.
The closest one, then.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Silverstring.
Yeah. I'm like, Silverstring's become quite the priest all of a sudden, because he'll be reaching out to Kylos again. Trying to convince them, show us the way, Kylos. Kind of reach out. This was your protection that you offered us. Can you guide us to where Kristoff? One of your most devout followers. Definitely leapt in with both feet when he learned of your grace.
All right. What role do you think that would be? A prayer role.
I was gonna try to persuade, but could also be perform. It's up to you.
Either one. Either works.
Okay.
I feel like this is less performative and more like I definitely want this to happen. Like
Yeah.
natural 11, so close.
Yep.
You hear Silverstring's prayer. And Silverstring, as you reach out to Kylos, you feel that strong, familiar connection. And you know that Kristoff is in the closest one towards you, the one with the small one. You know that this is familiar. You can sense something else is there as well. Something within the chrysalis, but you don't know what exactly. But that's definitely Kristoff. You're on the right track. You have succeeded in finding him.
Mm-hmm. Kristoff's there. There's something else there too. We should be careful.
White Raz.
No.
All right.
This round is already won. So I'm going to give you an opportunity, if you can think of a way, to try to figure out somehow, through context clues or memory, what could be on Kristoff's body that would draw Kylos' attention. Or you could take a knee and then take the first round W, because we still have 2 more to go.
Can I bardically inspire? Just be like, you got this, Raz.
Absolutely, yeah.
I could insight. Because that's actually something I'm good at, and context clues are something he would have.
All right, so you're gonna kind of insight Silverstring, maybe?
Silverstring.
Oh,
Sure.
Yeah, it was Silverstring or yourself, or I guess it was technically be you digging through your memories.
Yeah.
Okay, go for
I'll
it.
insight myself. 19. Okay.
Another natural
I'll-
11. 11 is the new 8.
I will use the bardic just in case. So what was your bardic again?
That's a D8.
All right.
And you roll 2 and choose the higher.
I almost typed 1d78. All right, so that's 24.
Nice.
Your mind races back through interactions with Kristoff when you met the gentleman at Gair the Younger, where he joined you through that horrible village where everyone was trying to kill you, through Mama Maddie's. And you remember, towards the end, him talking of why he didn't like the Black Caravan, his motives for going against it, and the 2 soul gems, or soul cages, that were precious to him. I can't recall, because it has been a minute, if he told you what was in them. I will go ahead and tell you now. He is dead. And I honestly can't remember if he did or not, so I'll leave it up to you.
Family?
It was the
His wife
souls
and
of his
son.
wife and child, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And he was keeping them out of the Black Caravans and looking for a way for them to move on. This could be something that could ping Kylos, because the soul gems, or the soul cages, you do know, if they haven't had a negative connotation with Kylos, you've certainly probably implanted that onto Kylos by now, because you guys do not like the Black Caravan. They've been pretty adamant about that since the beginning.
True. So, yeah, he'll mention that might be the crystal with the souls of his family. It was still on him when...
All So you found where to dig.
Oh, that might be the other entity there. You're right.
Because the other one is probably his familiar, so that would make the most sense to me.
Floppity Jack, yeah.
You all seem so sure that this is your friend. If it's not, don't worry. We'll come back. We'll come back. Start digging now.
Okay.
It was a question, but yes, I will start. He starts molding earth. Cantrips seem to be okay with the magic, but like I said, I wouldn't cast larger spells just in case. Alright, Tolband, it's time to dig.
All right.
So how do we go about excavating this body?
I was gonna say maybe I can roll sleight of hand to see if I can move some of the rubble without disturbing large pieces.
Sure. Like strategically removing certain pieces to kind of
Yeah.
help other people. Well, okay.
Like, I'm not very strong, but I can get some of the stuff out of the way to where you guys can dig.
Like, all right, okay. Through a clever use of levers.
Yeah, pretty much.
Go ahead and roll it. Sure. Well, we're
23.
nothing if not consistent, because that's 2 15s. I think you've rolled.
I've rolled 2 8s and 2 15s.
Yeah. Yeah, like you begin removing like just the rubble. You come across while digging. You come across like a large, like pillar, and through use of subtle force, you're able to remove certain stones, collapse it in a direction that's not going to impede your digging, and you're able to excavate a large swath of junk between you and your goal. Meanwhile, Silverstring, as you watch Tolman excavate this most subtly.
All right, I'm going to pull out my. Do I have any? Actually, that's a good question. Do I have any gear on me?
You have everything you had on you when you died.
Okay. I'm going to pull out my lyre, and I am going to use animating performance to basically create a dancing item that is a giant shovel. And I'm going to play music as it digs, as I'm trying to basically inspire it to dig well and fast.
That's awesome.
That is so cool.
I missed Silverstring.
Excellent. Go ahead and make your check. As you sing shovel into existence. What's with the 24s, guys?
I don't know.
You got a 15 now, so 15. Okay, we're moving up. 15's the new 11.
Yeah.
Yes, you begin digging a hole with music. And yeah, like, rocks are just flying, dirt is flying. The old burn dragonborn. That's a useful trick as he's looking down at this hole, just like, kind of excavating itself.
He's got quite a lot of them.
And then after some time, you hear a clink and a crack as an animated shovel slams hard into the crystalline structure that you believe to be Kristoff. But it still needs to be removed from its earthly prison. So Raz, how does Sazota go about moving this chrysalis so that you may open it freely?
Well, like you said, snakes do not do well. They steal other people's burrows. But I think he would start digging. Oh, Okay. He would start digging probably in tandem with the shovel, and to the tune of Silver Strings playing, because that just seems like something he would do. So that's probably athletics or acrobatics if we want to say he's showboating a bit, but probably athletics.
You know what? I'll leave it up to you.
You know what? I'll do acrobatics. Just because the idea is funny to me. That's a 20.
Most importantly, though, that's a natural 12.
It's
We
back!
finally got one.
It's back! The 12!
In a most acrobatic display of moving Earth, it's almost like watching like a Cirque du Soleil performance, just the way you move. There's obviously a lot of martial arts movements in there. A lot of your knowledge on leverage is probably second to none, especially when it comes to your body. And you're able to use that to get this much larger and heavier chrysalis where you need it to be, out of that hole and onto the flatter, slightly less fiery earth near the tapestries that hold the bodies of Will. The chrysalisk is yours. You may chisel it to your heart's content, which I presume you do. Because if you don't,
Clink.
the scarred one certainly will.
Clink, clink, clink.
And while it does take a moment, less so now with the multiple sets of hands digging away at this, you find far too quickly a very peaceful, very restful looking Christoph. Exactly as you saw him in the moments before everything went black. The only thing telling you that this man is dead is the fact that he is not moving, his eyes do not open, his chest does not heave, his nostrils do not flare, and he is cold to the touch. And gripped in his hand, lovingly, are the two shattered soul cages that you know once belonged to his wife and child.
Well, it looks as though they can all rest easy now.
Souls are free. Does that mean they are resting? I'm not so sure.
I hope so.
When I reached out to Kylos, there was multiple entities in there. Have we freed them?
Is this the friend you were looking for?
It is.
It is.
Then I am sorry for your loss. I am so sorry for your loss.
I hope they all found peace together.
I do too.
Should we take them both out? I can put them on the disc. Give them a proper burial somewhere else.
The scarred one kind of nods his head. Yes, let's retire for the evening. If you don't mind, we can return tomorrow for the others. But we try not to be in the manse for too long at a time.
How about we stay behind and help with the excavation then? At least for a day?
I think that's a fine idea.
Oh! Tolmond, one more thing.
Hmm.
I walk over to where Tolman's crystal pile is, and I grab one of the crystals. You should take this.
Oh, okay.
And then I
Kind of.
put one in I tuck it into I'm blanking on names. Kristoff's robes. I don't move this little cages. I just put it there.
The scarred one nods his head approvingly. Do you form...
Then I just
Oh, sorry, go on.
and then I just join the other two.
Tolmond, do you form your Tinser's floating disc?
Yep.
So good was your Arcana roll, when we did the first part of skill check. I'm going to embellish a little bit, so correct me if I say anything out of line. When you cast Tinser's floating disc, your command of the wild, chaotic nature of this uncapped domain is still very temporarily like in the palm of your hands. And even though you might not intend to do it, it does react to your will in a way that will affect your spell. For as you place the body of William Bran and the body of Kristoff, whose last name escapes me, Kristoff Candlewood, onto the Tinser's floating disc, it folds and bends itself until it is less of a disc and more of just a floating, shimmering coffin of sorts. Closed, shrouded. And it floats behind you as you make your way out of these fiery pits, through the broken rubble of the manse, up broken stairs held together by makeshift ropes and bits of wood that have clearly been brought in, if not by the scarred one, then someone else. It is an event leaving this place. This was a large manse, large enough to be its own port, for such was the splendor and greed of the Achaeans that nothing short of a jewel would suffice for their base. So as the hours trip by, you find yourself in the burning countryside nearby, looking at the flaming manse. The earthen mounds of fire and destruction that definitely were not there in memory, if you had seen this place. So most of you had just been teleported in. But Silverstring, you have memories of this place, and you know that those volcanoes were definitely not there. Tolmond, your memory would bring you back to the Temple of the Gorgon. And when you sapped the concept of cold from that manse and left nothing but fiery destruction in your wake. Very reminiscent of that. When you enter the Scarred One's camp, it is it's undefended, there's no walls. Just a collection of tents and crude huts, a few people wandering to and fro, some wearing ruined servants' clothes, other people, survivors perhaps, muttering to themselves as they grip glowing green crystals to their chest, clearly broken in some way. Not physically, but there are many ways for a person to break. Welcome to the survivors' camp. If you're good, you'll only be here for a few days, maybe weeks. But some people don't leave. And they're stuck here in a way. Stuck. Like me.
What has you stuck here? Or is it just sentiment?
Oh, we all have our own things that make us stuck. That fetter us to this place. For me, it's guilt, I think. I came here as part of a large procession to witness, some noble wedding. And I was in this procession when it occurred. I don't know why. What happened. But all of us wonder occasionally if this is somehow our fault. Maybe this is judgment. Either way, I stay here to free the people stuck. And when there are no more people to free, well, then I'll leave, I think. He opens a large tent. Inside you can see a crude table, a few cots, a couple barrels that are clearly being used as seats. And it's all lit by flickering, warm candlelight, which is a stark contrast to the angry red flames forever consuming the manse outside. You can share my tent for the night if you wish. If you require privacy, I can find someplace else, but I thought it would be nice to talk a while, perhaps figure out exactly who I saved. He gestures to a couple of barrels, offering you seats.
Oh, that's very kind of you. Thank you, sir.
That is kind. Thank you.
He
Thank
takes
you. What would you like to talk about?
the old scarred dragonborn takes a seat next to the table. Look at his eyes settling mostly on Sazota. Sazota, perhaps it's your physical makeup or your demeanor, but it seems more comfortable talking to another scaled person than the scaleless monkey to your left. That's you. That's you, Tolman.
Yeah.
I can give you guys some scales. You just gotta wait for a shed.
So you said you were invited to this wedding. Did you know the Akim? I will confess I did not. I was part of a procession, like I said.
I knew one. I was here as his guest.
I had heard rumors that the Akims were a strange lot. That they did weird things beneath their manse. I always thought it was just court politics. You know how they gossip, how they plant little words that are designed to stab deeper than knives. Clearly disgusted by the idea of just politics in general from this old scarred dragonborn's body language. Is that how you knew Urakium? Politics?
Hardly. Circumstance.
Circumstance. And you. Did you also know this person? Says to Tolmond.
Yes.
Well,
We met some time ago, by chance as well.
at this point he reaches over to a kettle and begins casting. He moves his fingers and begins chanting a little bit. The kettle filling with water and heating of its own accord. You can definitely tell that this is a little bit of like a lavish luxury because it's actually like a magic tea kettle that self-fills and heats. But it's also a little damaged. Clearly has the mark of House Akium on it, so it's like something he scavenged from the bands. And he's just using. Can I offer you some tea?
Sounds wonderful.
No. Very well. How do you take it?
Just the tea for me.
I think, in light of the circumstance, just the tea is fine.
All right, all right. Pours 3 cups of tea and sets them on the table. Drink, drink. If you want more, there's more in the kettle. Doesn't reach for his own cup. Instead moves a candle closer so he can just get a better view. Do you wish to talk of your fallen friends? I know it's fresh, but it may help ease the pain to remember the ones we loved.
Or say you can't choose family, but I think we found our family. In a way.
I've always heard that sometimes chosen family is just as good as not better at times than the family you were born with. It's always a choice.
My experience would say definitely better. Unless one of you is secretly a cultist.
Not the last time I checked.
Some would say that about us, right? Us, priests of Kylos, messengers of Kylos.
Well, that is true. Some do look at religion as a cult.
We haven't had any sacrifices yet. I hope it doesn't come to that.
Unfortunately, our sacrifices just seem to be our own.
The scarred dragonborn just very intensely like looking at Tolman. They do say that the incident broke us all in our own ways. I'm sorry. He gestures to you, Tolman. And to you as well. I'm sorry to all of you. For this toll that it will take on you in the coming days, years maybe. I can't say that enough. I'm sorry.
Well, thank you. Unfortunately, at this point, I think most of us are quite accustomed to loss. Doesn't make it easier, but still, thank you.
Sometimes I sometimes I feel like they're still here. I talk to them. I think it's better to talk to the dead than talk to oneself, don't you think?
I think it's a sentiment the dead can appreciate.
I'd like to think so, too.
Isn't that the same thing?
Depends on how you look at it. I think the idea that the people you love can somehow still hear is a comfort.
I think that, too. I think that, too. The Black Caravan will have nothing to do with this place, you know. They offer no solace. They're afraid. Tend to the manse. They're afraid of... I don't know. But whatever peace they could have given your friends, well... I'm sorry.
They couldn't give our friends any peace.
Perhaps. Maybe they're more for the living than the dying. This is Oda.
Oh.
Give me a perception check, please.
Uh-oh.
The tea
28?
was poisoned.
That was a crit, I think. Let me look at my...
It was.
Oh, gosh.
Nice.
The old scarred dragonborn undoes some of his weeping bandages. He's not really mummified. His face is revealed, but he has them on his hands and other places, a little bit on his neck, and he starts undoing them. And as he's undoing them, you noticed a carving. Not a tattoo, more like a brand on the back of his hand. It is a heavily stylized eye. Perhaps not surprising to find this on a dragonborn, but it is the mark of the Scarlet Empress in Dragonsar. It is the mark she places on all dragonborn born there. So that will tell you that this man, this dragonborn, is from that most hated place of yours.
You bear the mark of the Scarlet Empress.
The scarred man looks down at his hand. Yes, even when the magic leaves, the scar remains. All the things that didn't get burned. I sometimes wonder why this remains.
He just kind of licks his tongue, scoffs. Probably something to do with herself.
And the scarred one shrugs. No, she's a dragon. They say she's as vain as they come. And she's the mother of an empire. Close. Perhaps too close. But I was born. I was born there. And I served there for many years before freeing myself from that place. He kind of retreats within himself just a little bit, as if he's thinking on something that isn't necessarily here, present in the moment.
I would ask a question.
You may ask.
One moment. What
Right.
did you do while you worked, or while you made your home in Dragnazar?
Well, I was a dragonborn. Born of the Scarlet Empress. Something of a great grandson. Perhaps one of hundreds, thousands. I was a soldier. I fought our wars for over 20 years. And then I became a diplomat. To try to escape her. Well, clutches, I guess would be the proper term.
Isoda just takes in a deep breath. Are you familiar with the name Arzire?
He looks at you. Well, yes, he was the leader of the expedition. Here, peace envoy. To the Achium, the guest of honor.
He was here.
Aye, he was. During the incident, I was separated from him. I have not found him in any of the chrysalis. Not yet, anyway. But there's so much more of the man's to look. And so much time to do it in.
Maybe he's one of those two that were found by Tolmond. Zaz, that'd be a good opportunity to, well, do whatever needs done.
He is gripping his knee so hard that he might be drawing blood.
Are you okay? You seem a little... Looks down at your knees. Quietly hands you a bandage.
He takes it, but he just kind of doesn't pay attention. No, he does. He won't even take it. It looks like more like the scarred one needs it more than he does, and he just, I'm fine.
No.
I'm fine.
Arzire was a general of Dragonzar. He killed thousands of Sekian, which is where you are from. So tell me, if you want to, how did the general hurt you?
He razed my village to the ground. Killed everyone I knew. I slipped away.
Well, I feel like I've apologized a lot today, but I'm truly sorry. Many souls met their end at the end of a sword or a quill wielded by that creature. ever find him.
Part of me hopes.
Make me an
Oh.
insight check real quick.
Oh, goodness gracious. I'm just rolling all the dice today. Alright. Let's see. 17?
Okay. That's all the info. Okay.
I feel like Sisota's pretty easy to read right now. Because if he finds him, he better hope that he died in that chrysalis. But he just kind of...
Oh, sorry. Go.
Okay.
He just goes quiet, sips his tea. That was all.
We have you.
Dragons in their war with Sek has gone on for hundreds of years. I can't imagine a world where they're not fighting.
We deserve a world where they're not fighting.
We do. We really do, Zizota. Did you have a clutch name? I'm curious. Family.
All right, Attic. Family name. Did I? I did not put one down, but if it's a thing, he would have had one.
Oh, it's not just DMs who get put on the spot with like, what's the name? Like,
1 second.
how about this? Let's take a little break because it's about break time anyway, and we'll come back at around.
Okay.
We'll come back at like around 9ish, which I know is a little mid-conversation, but that will give you time to think of a name and for us to all to take a little break. So I'll see you guys.
So in about 5-10
Okie
minutes.
dokie.
Yeah, I'll see you guys in about 5 minutes or so. 5-10 minutes.
Cool.
Okay. I'm going to grab a snack while I think about that.
Me too.
That's like the second time I was put on the spot with like, quick, think of something. And it was something, oh goodness. Thanks so much, Dungeon Master. Real fast, what does everybody think about Christmas Eve barbecue ribs?
That sounds delicious.
Because, that's going to be my plan.
Hell yeah.
Wait, I have chocolate by my desk. I don't need a snack. Alright. Think of a name.
Oh, that's kind of cute.
Hmm?
For you people with cats, I'm seeing videos of people wearing their hoodies backwards and putting their cat in their hoodie.
Aw, I love those videos. It's just too bad Percy's too ill-behaved for it. He's rude.
Ah,
Alright, I found the name.
hell yeah, that was fast.
I used a generator and just something I liked came up.
Nice.
I return.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is such a gear change from the fucking like sprawl game, guys. Like you,
Right?
I gotta go
Right.
back to that mental place we were all sad because like we TPK'd almost, and
Honestly, the big shocker is that Silverstring's alive.
I know, right? Like, hey man, like Ross really wanted to play Silverstring, and I was just like, all right, I'll find a way. Life finds a way.
Anyway, I do have a name now, so whenever everybody's ready.
Excellent.
Always ready.
I think fucking Ross is still BRB mode.
Nope, I'm back.
Oh, sweet. I'm gonna fucking love
Okay.
Andy's meant so much.
Well, shit. I guess we're all back. We gonna go and start if you guys are ready. Do you need a minute more, Tolman?
Nope.
All right.
Always ready.
So, what was your clutch name?
Yinny.
Yinny.
My clutch name was Yinny.
Okay.
I even put it in chitter chatter.
The Scarlet. Let's see. No, I'm not gonna go that route. Okay. Okay, so your last name was Yinny. So Sazota Yinny.
Yinny, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I put how to spell it in chitter chatter.
Oh, I see it. I was thinking of how I want to word this. The Scarred Man looks at you. So your clutch name was Yinny.
Yes.
And who gave you this name? It was definitely your father.
It was my father. It wouldn't have been anyone else.
Just to keep this honest, I want you to pre-roll another insight check. That way I can either reveal or unreveal things over the course of this conversation rather than just in the moment, if you know what I mean.
Oh god. 20.
Excellent. Well, that's a good roll to have. Nice natural 12 to get us going. It's very fitting.
He is eyeing the scarred man rather strangely now.
The Scarred Man looks surprised. But it's a surprise that lasts for a moment before he masks it with, I don't want to say like a ravenous curiosity, but a very, very extreme curiosity. Zazota Yini, given to you by your father. Did your father have a name?
The fucking reflex. I just gave a sardonic no. His call. I take it you know it, and he's just eyeing him at this point.
Oh, I didn't hear the father's name. My bad.
His call.
Siskel? Okay. I do know it. Siskel Yini. Yini is a dragon's Zaren name, Sazota. Not a Sekish one.
That can't be right. That I'm from Sek. I was born there. Father's a Yanti. That makes there aren't that many Yanti, and he just stops. He's gonna stop talking.
Sazeki Yeni. I knew him. I knew him well. He was a captain of Dragonsar. Yeni's not a common clutch name. Not a common one at all. Tolman, you could also insight as well as use 2 silver string if you wanna also focus in on this conversation.
Yes, don't leave me here floundering.
I'm sorry, can you say that one more time?
You also can roll insight if you want to focus in on this conversation.
Copy that.
Please help me.
I won't be much help on this one.
You do have Bardic Inspiration still.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Roll 2d8 and
2d8.
pick the highest. Like,
Yep.
Think I did that right?
22.
Yeah.
So 20 and a 22.
Nice.
You seem distraught over this news. I can hold off telling you what I know.
No. I want to know.
He looks away, kind of down at the teapot. He takes one of the cups of tea that nobody's really touched, because I think only one of you took a sip. So he's gonna reach out the closest one, which just happens to be the one that was set in front of Silverstring. So he's gonna reach out. He's gonna take that cup of tea and he's just gonna down it and then pour another one. There are only 3 generations of Yeni. Do you know how you get the clutch name in Dragonsar?
No.
Exceptional service and a blood tie to the Scarlet Empress herself. If your last name is Yeni, and your father is who you say he was, then you, well, you have ties to Dragonsar. He's holding something back. Tolman realizes this, but not Sazota.
Pullman, buddy.
There's more you have to say, though.
I'm afraid it will only cause more pain.
Well, withholding the knowledge at this point won't help either.
If there's something you're withholding from me, just tell me. Rip the Band-Aid off now.
If you're... He kind of looks over at your scales, touched as they are by Lightning's Wake's magic. A little blue, but not red. Well, ask yourself this. When they burned your village down, were they trying to hurt you? Or were they trying to look for you?
Wow, I don't even think I know the answer to that question. Like, out of character. Holy shit.
Do you know whose exemplary service began the unique clutch?
You said there was only 3 generations?
You are the grandchild.
So it started with my grandparent.
Yes.
Could you just maybe speak plainly, please?
No, I hate this. Look, just don't hurt me if I tell you. But it
I have-
seems like Arzire Yuni began the clutch when he slaughtered Argranor the Red Thirst. You wish to kill your very person who siled your line. That is what I did not want to tell you.
Oh my god, what? Holy shit, hold on.
So, does that make you royalty?
It pisses me off is what it does.
Oh.
No, I need...
Oh.
No, I can't. He just kind of inhales. I need a moment. And he gets up, and he walks away. And you might or might not hear something break.
Crack
Celestine will
snap.
get up and follow.
Oh, he's just trying to just break the shit out of debris. He didn't see this coming, and quite frankly, he's kind of mad. Not at the scarred one, but holy shit. But he does come back later, fist bruised, temper cooled. And that's probably the first time you've ever seen him lash out like that, but okay.
I get it.
I don't know how to take this information, I'm going to be honest with you, but if what you say is true, then he was looking for my father, not me. And my father went missing just a bit before my village was burned. Or he died, or he was gone.
I have suspicions, but I am certain that the destruction of your village was probably collateral damage. Dragonzar can't do anything without breaking something, and is part of her nature and the nature of her children, which you now know that you are touched by. He looks at your hand, expecting to see a similar marking than what's on his. But you are not touched by her magic. Only her blood.
There's only one dragon I've ever met in person. Only one whose magic has ever touched me.
And who is this dragon? There are so few in the world now.
The maid of the dragon my grandfather slew.
Lightning's wake. That's a terrifying creature if there ever was one. How fitting that the Scarlet Empress's greatest opponent is touched. Well, the grandchild of our greatest general. I think it's time for something harder than tea. Just like that, like a bottle of clear alcohol hits the fucking table with a heavy thud and like a slosh. I think you might need this more than I do. Be careful, it's medicinally strong.
You just told a man. You just told a man that the man who took everything from him is related to him, and then you offered him drink. You're bold.
I have a reputation for being bold.
Maybe we start excavating late tomorrow.
I agree. And Silverstring, I blame this on you. The family curse thing. It's past. It's my turn now. Thanks. I appreciate it. He's teasing. He's teasing.
We're a group of interesting characters. It was only a moment till we peeled back the scales.
Well, here's to family.
And to killing them.
Here's to killing a family.
Not to be the outlier of the group, but I'd rather not kill my family.
Well, we don't have to kill yours.
Okay, then I'm in.
To Tolman's family, the only one who seems at all decent.
I will
Well,
leave
there's
you for the
some
night with the alcohol and whatever else you can scrounge. I would appreciate it if you would join me in the pits tomorrow to scavenge the last of the chrysalis.
Sounds good.
We would be glad to join you. And thank you for being honest about everything, even if it took a little bit of prodding.
Oh, He holds up his Dragon's R skirt hand. I owe you much, I feel. And I don't believe I could ever repay it.
You
But-
probably could never repay anything you've done to anybody, but the most you can do is work towards something, and it seems you already started that.
He puts his hand down and kind of nods. I have. I will leave you. Looks to Sizoda and finally tears his eyes away to linger on Tolman for a second. I'll leave you alone. Call me if you need anything, and be wary of the wanderers around the camp. They are broken.
What?
Kylos, guide you. Have a good night.
Kylos, well, good night. With that, he shuffles his way out the tent, the flap closing behind him, leaving you once more in the flickering candlelight. And
I'm sorry the two of you had to hear that.
What's that?
Just all of that.
That your family's murderous.
That my grandfather is murderous, that my father might have been murderous, that I don't really know where she would lie in Arzur's bloodline, but that she's murderous. I guess it just felt a little bit too soon considering how fresh some wounds might be.
Don't go throwing yourself into blood pits.
I make no promises. I bet the Dragon Empress has quite a big blood pit.
Knowing you, you'll leap down her throat.
Let's see if I can't scrounge us up some dinner.
Rip apart her heart from the inside.
Yes, and then I'll rotisserie it and serve it to all of you on gold platters.
Sounds like quite a meal.
Look forward to it.
I love that. Thank you, Himbo. I'm gonna scrounge up dinner.
Dinner's easily scroungeable. There's provisions just in this tent and also kind of laid out in camp. When you are scrounging, you do see the wanderers. They're just people walking around holding either green crystals, or some of them are even holding bones or skulls of loved ones, whispering to themselves. Like the scarred one said, each one broken in their own way.
Looks like we devastated the place with that little trick.
Really brought the end to a lot, unfortunately. There were probably many. I don't really want to say that anyone consorting with my family was innocent, but redeemable, maybe.
They say change is often forged in fire. That sometimes good comes of spilling blood, but never feels good to be the one to spill that blood, does it?
No. It
It
felt
also
necessary.
doesn't feel. Oh, good.
How do you feel about this, Alice Tolman? Death, destruction, pain. Saz's bruised knuckles.
Well, I will say this is the side that's not really covered in most of the stories that I've read. But we've experienced a lot of it, and unfortunately I've grown quite used to it.
Hmm.
It's strange, but I still feel like we have a lot left to do.
The work of Kylos continues, that is for sure. This was a lot of destruction for vanity, it may be. Because compared to the Black Caravan, what is the Akim family?
Well, again, don't take this the wrong way, but clearly a problem.
What is the Ini family?
Clearly,
Some of all
an
apart.
empire of problems.
Ah, yeah, Mo family, Mo problems.
And it seems as though Raz has quite a large family.
Do you know if any of your family was invited to the wedding, Tolmond? No, they were ostracized, weren't they? After our
Yes.
assault on the Greys. But safe. Safe?
Safe. Lesser in station, but safe.
I suppose they'll just have to do with a lesser station, but I think safety is worth the cost.
Hmm.
Say, earlier, when we were talking about dragons and all that, I mentioned Lightning's Wake, the one who taught me. You think he knew?
I don't know. Would he?
Or is...
How close
I
was
would...
he to the destruction born from your family?
Oh, I
as it
traveled...
were?
I traveled quite a long way on my own, just aimlessly wandering. Met him in a desert-ish area. Fuck, what was the name of it? Let me look at my notes.
Well, I would assume if they've been around for some time, they had to have known at least somewhat of what was going on or what had happened, possibly.
Well, when I met him, he was a recluse.
Even recluses and hermits aren't completely ignorant of the world around them.
If he did know, then that would explain why he was so,
Cryptic?
No,
Tough?
yes, thank you.
Hmm.
Ah,
Do you know why he was a recluse?
Well, because, if I remember right, at a character himbo, he kind of secluded himself after, the Empress killed his mate.
Yes, Lightning Wake had a husband named Argonor the Red Thirst, which was slain by apparently your granddad.
After he burned the Empress.
And it was after because the Empress. There's not a lot of dragons, which is this well known. So the Empress is one of the few remaining, and Argonor the Red Thirst was the last remaining male red dragon who just so happened to be gay. And the Empress is like, "You're gonna marry me, and we're gonna have babies." And he's like, "Nah." And she's like, "Okay, we're gonna fight about it."
It's like, that's not how I feel, bro.
Sorry, I'm in love with this blue dragon. Alright, well then I guess you just fucking die.
Yeah, that be Scarlet's reputation.
I don't suppose he knew your last name. Your clutch. That'd be a pretty big giveaway, would it not?
Probably. So Himbo, do you think it's plausible that I would have offhandedly had mentioned that I come from the Unique Clutch at one point?
That's up to you. That's
Honestly, we'll go with yes. We'll go with yes.
We'll just
He's
say that like nobody plot important to the tie like caught it, but yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. Offhandedly had mentioned it to the dragon who maybe had a grudge at one point, but we don't know anymore. All I know is what I know.
Well, it would explain your brutal training regimen, but turned out the better for it. I'd wager.
I should hope so.
Why has it always got to be families? Why can't it be like the books, Tolman? Where it's just the obvious big bad evil guy has captured the princess, as it were.
well, it seems to be that life tends to be a bit more complicated than the stories.
Hmm.
A little bit
Why
tougher
can't the
to...
stories just be as complicated as life?
Well, probably because they'd be about 10 times longer. And most people
And
wouldn't read them.
a lot more depressing.
Looking at George R.R. Martin and J.R.R. Tolkien.
Just a tad, yeah.
Is it at this point that you all decide to sleep and or drink?
Oh, we drink and then we sleep.
Are you all?
Yeah, that tracks.
Are you cool with me going and doing that, or is there anything else you want to discuss tonight?
Think we're good.
Yeah, we can go to sleep.
I wonder why we survived.
Apparently, Kylos isn't done with us.
Huh. It's an interesting thought.
Well, he does need acolytes to grow.
Yes, but why you, Tolmond? Instead of Will? Or
I wish I
Kristoff?
knew. I wish I knew.
And that's the note we start drinking on.
Yep.
I wish I knew.
Just-
Glug, 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 glug.
Survivor's guilt, yeah.
You don't know how much time passes. The sky here is strange. The magic of the ley lines seeming to permeate the very atmosphere. The only light, not from Radiance, but from the ring of fire that now surrounds this shattered and broken manse, this fallen monument to pride, greed, and power. You wake up, hungover,
Ugh.
disheveled, to the scarred one gently tapping your boots, each of your boots with his foot.
Ugh, my
I'm
head.
awake. I'm awake.
10 more minutes wake, please. I'm begging you.
10 minutes can feel like a lifetime here. Especially with all those terrible thoughts I must have given you.
They weren't as bad as this hangover.
I bet. The magic.
Honestly, I think you did it on purpose.
And on that note, if you'll excuse me,
Outside, you just hear terrible, like, it's like that. What's that anime with, like, the little girl in the alley vomiting rainbows? Like, Konosuba, yeah, the Konosuba, like, blah, just rainbows in the back alley. Oh, your friend will be. Well, Tolman will be good in some time. The magic is unusually docile this morning. Well, I think it's morning. It's a good time to go search for the final chrysalis if you're willing to help me once again.
Did
Yeah.
you bring me a glass of water?
With that, he just puts a heavy bucket with a ladle onto the table. There's a well 4 miles from here that still produces clean water. Everything else here is tainted by the magic of the ley lines.
I drank water.
Hydrate. And meet me outside when you're ready. I will be waiting. With that, she shuffles out.
Here, Tolman, you're gonna want to drink water. Not a heavy drinker?
that was actually my first time.
That was your first time?
You drank quite a lot. That was, even with food on your stomach, that wasn't a good idea.
Drink seems to have affected you guys a lot more than it affected me.
You know,
Well,
Must be the trauma.
that or, maybe I just had a bit more.
I did end up spending most of my nights in bars. In towns.
True. I did as well, but usually it was behind the bar.
Not me.
Aside from the inn that I met you guys at, the only bar that I ever went to was the bar top where I read at the library.
So you're a featherweight.
I described you as
You have a
bookish, but I didn't know how accurate that was.
Very. He had the book of all books, the book that told stories at one point. The Magna Libre.
Well, you should be drinking the Magna water right now. Maybe putting some of the food libre on his stomach.
Yeah, I won't be doing that again for a while.
They all say that. I've said it.
I have said it.
Well, back into the burning hell that is my family's months, and it's time. Vortex?
I'm going to
Let's
find a shovel.
see if we can find your grandfather? Did I hear that right?
Yes, I hope we don't. But if we do, I hope he's dead. And if he's not,
Well, we'll cross
And
that
that'll
bridge
be-
when we get there.
That'll be more family murder at the Achium estate. It's very well known for that.
perfect venue for it, honestly.
You're not wrong.
Alright, let's go dig up a chrysalis.
As you make your way outside, you see the Scarred One haloed in a burning, well, silhouetted by the burning caldera in the background. He looks at you all, you're still disheveled, gives you a simple nod, and begins to slowly shuffle, especially compared to you. The man is burnt and scarred terribly. But he begins to shuffle his way back into the depths of the manse. With you all following, you're once more guided through the labyrinthine corridors, past the ruins, the tapestries depicting Silverstring's family's legacy. And then once more you're looking down into that terrible pit. The headless angel statues still visible, poking out through the dirt in strange angles. And at the very center, under an unknown amount of dirt and rock, you know to be 2 chrysalis. The Scarred One does not climb down, much like he climbed up. He simply jumps. Tolman, you recognize a Featherfall spell being cast, both on himself and on all of you. This Dragonborn who claimed not to be super magical, knowing at least a few spells.
Well, looks like we're off. Or down. Oh.
I also jumped down, no featherfall.
You just jump down because of monk shit. Like, just jump down, you just slide down the edge of it, make it look fucking cool. You land with, like, barely, even hungover as you are, you just land with a certain snake-like grace, to say the least. Not too far from. Actually, you're going to beat the other 2 down, and you're waiting as the Scarred One and Tolmond and Silverstring land one by one. Silverstring flying via his Clylyre. The magic surrounding him. Go ahead and make an arcane check, because you're using a magic item to cast a 3rd level spell in the crazy magic area.
I had forgotten about this.
The DC of this is going to be 20. If you fail by 5, it's a wild magic surge.
Oh, sweet.
You failed by 5.
Oh boy.
Give me a D100, my dude.
You better not turn me into a plant.
What is... Somebody look
What
up
is
what
40?
that is. I don't have the table offhand. What's a 47?
I wouldn't know what table to be looking at offhand, honestly.
47 is going to be a unicorn controlled by the DM, appears in a space within 5 feet of you, then disappears 1 minute later.
You
Yep.
know how fucking often that one happens to us in Descent into Avernus? Or not Avernus, damn it, into Out of the Abyss?
No idea.
There's a
Too
unicorn
often.
that we just keep summoning and he hates us. Well, he hates most of us.
Is this the same unicorn?
You cast the fly spell from the Clyde Lyre and you jump off, expecting the magic to uplift you like it has so many times. So many times have you cast it on Will, like going back to the crab fight. There's that Will carrying around Tolmond and like all that badassery, all those memories tied to this one fucking spell. And the Clyde Lyre and all the memories of how you got it. The Anyalka. Everything you went through with your friends, both here now and past. And then you're dropping like a fucking rock.
Whoa!
There's a horrible fucking moment where you're just like, ah, shit. And then you land with a heavy thud. Perfectly.
Gonna break my face again.
Perfectly on the back of just the angriest looking white unicorn. Hooves surrounded in mist. Distant, horrible sounds like of battle and horror coming from the distance as it appears. As you land on it, it looks over its shoulder at you and snorts. Make a handle animal check, please.
This is not what was supposed to happen.
This is your unicorn to deal with.
Yeah.
There's a flash of movement. And then you watch as Silverstring is just bucked, launched across this pit area, slams into an angel statue. Every bone in his body just cracking, not like breaking, but just like crack. And then the unicorn just stomps once, snorts, and then walks off a wall, turning into mist as it disappears back wherever it came from.
I forgot about the magic thing.
That was one pissed off unicorn.
Since when can you summon unicorns?
I can't. That's the...
What just happened? What was that about a unicorn? The scarred one says, turning around. What? I didn't see a unicorn. Huh?
no worries.
It was here for a second.
It was very pissed off.
There was a unicorn here. Well, the magic in this place does weird things. Summoning a unicorn or an apparition of one. Well, that seems to go hand in hand with this place. Are you okay?
No.
No.
But
you look
nothing I haven't been
okay.
through before. Brush myself off.
The scarred one looks to Tolmond. Are you okay? You're good. You're good to continue.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Show me where the final chrysalli were.
Do I recall where those points were?
This happened just like the other day, quote unquote. You can easily find the spot of ground that they're under.
Well, they should be right over here. Here and about here.
The scarred one shuffles closer. We're getting closer to the source of the ley lines. The deeper we go, the stranger the magic. Be careful. Looks to Sazota. I do not wish to lose you to a mistake.
I'll be careful.
Excellent.
I do appreciate the concern, though.
discard one nods.
Why is he so concerned?
I feel responsible for you now. More than before. More than before.
Not to be impolite, but with the condition you're in, I'm surprised you're doing as much as you are. I feel like maybe the roles should be reversed in this situation.
The scarred dragonborn smiles. It's a twisted, not good-looking thing on his mutilated face. I have an entire lifetime of service to Dragonsar to make up for. We all do terrible things in that place, with little choice in the how and the why. Kind of holds up his scarred hand. But enough of that. Let's dig, shall we? Go and roll your initiative, guys.
Let's do it.
Sorry about that.
Hold on.
Let's see if
What the hell?
New high score. They
Oh,
broke
let's
it.
see. You got a 12.
Yeah, just take the actual d20
And I rolled another
add
15.
4. Yeah, that's 12. I rolled a 12. I just got cheeky.
Like 88,000. Oh, that's a pretty good initiative. You go back in time.
I did that before. One time I inputted my my initiatives in +1. So just because my DM was a programmer and I knew he'd get the joke.
I just thought it would be funny to put a bunch of 8s.
Once again, Tolman, the initial digging falls to you. You know where they're at. This rules is going to be very similar. There's a lot of dangerous stuff down here. So best of 3 rounds. The DC is going to be 20. If you fell by 5, bad things happen. 2 more chrysalis right below you. How are we getting to them, Tolman?
Just realized I was still muted, my bad.
You're good.
So I'm gonna try and use investigation to see like where it would be safest to dig.
Okay.
And like what areas maybe to avoid.
Alright, go ahead and give me an investigation check then.
And I'll go ahead and use my inspiration if needed. It is.
Oh, you don't want to fail by 5? Hey, you
20.
succeeded.
Nice.
Glad I chose to call that one.
You look around at the ruins, some of them familiar. You did not spend long in the blood pit, and the time you did spend was certainly not looking at the architecture. But for you, that was merely a day ago, and the scenes of that battle still play fresh in your memory. A pillar here, a pillar there, and a statue there. All you need to triangulate where exactly you saw the last of your friends. Exactly where you saw the heart of this place. It will be easy to dig knowing what you know. There's going to be no faffing about, no digging in a spiral, just straight down.
I'm gonna do a double lift.
And with that knowledge, Silverstring. As Tolman
All right.
finds the best way, how do you go about helping the group dig?
We did long rest, right? So I get some of my stuff back.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Excuse me while I am able to read minds again. Okay. I'm going to do something silly, but I think it's funny. I don't have a drum, but I can create one.
You do have a drum.
Oh yeah, I do. Never mind. I do have Cone's Cone's rhythm. There we go. And I am going to try to drum loud enough in a specific area so that it like softens up the dirt and makes it easier for people to dig.
It's like 1 part drum, 1 part shatter.
Yeah.
All right, go and make a performance check. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Can I do drum?
Yes.
I actually have I trained.
Yeah, you did that on downtime in the temple. Yeah, the living temple.
In turtle time, yeah. Oh boy, it is time for some inspiration.
Did you already use yours or no?
No,
Okay.
not yet. Not yet. Oh boy, bad things happen. Gonna cause the entire place to collapse around us.
You dig and you get closer and closer to that place. And for you especially, Silver String holds so much. Just so much. It's your everything. It's where you were potentially created. It's also where for a brief, brave moment you plunged yourself to what you thought was your death. You feel a wrongness as you get closer to it. Some semblance of magic. Still in the air, pulling towards you. This place originally recognized your blood and the blood of the Achaeum line as a net of safety. Whatever this is, it wants you. And it wants, well, it wants a fuel only you can provide. This something is drawn from you, and you become thin, pale. You're dying. You have 1 hit point left. If you fail by 5 again, you're gone.
Oh boy.
DC 37 concentration check.
Oh, on the fly. Yeah. I don't think I'm making that.
Oh, well, that was just randomly, like, I don't know if you saw it posted. I don't know why it got posted, but it popped up on my feed.
Oh, because I
See that?
withdrew
Yeah.
74 hit points from myself.
Oh, that's why. Yeah, you don't have to make a concentration check for that. You're just at 1.
Yeah. No, it's because I had fly from the Clee Lyre.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so
I'll look to say.
as
Like,
everybody
home.
else, what you see is Silverstring just digging and helping, and then suddenly, like, Silverstring goes rigid, and you could see something ghostly getting pulled from his flesh down into that pit, that horrible blood pit that you know is there under this earth. Silverstring's pale, but he holds on. Blood trickling from his nose and his mouth. He's wounded, but present for now.
You look like you might need to take a break.
I'm here.
Barely.
Well, this is life. Left it on the edge.
And that brings us to Raz.
Okay, wonderful. Nervous about that. Who did he give the bardic to?
You.
Oh, thank God. Okay, so while he's doing that, I'm going to use my perception skill. We're in the dirt. I've got a shovel now. I think what he's going to do is start shoveling in places where the dirt looks loosest, where it looks like if he, shovels into it a bit, more will fall away than he actually shovels. Just places where the dirt seems easier to deal with.
Alright, go ahead and give me a perception check. With the knowledge you have no inspiration. And if you fail this, you do fail this round.
Oh, I have no inspiration?
You used it
Bardic
earlier.
as well.
You have Bardic, but not
Okay.
inspiration.
Oh.
Hold
oh
on.
No.
Hold
No,
on,
you
let me
can't.
roll.
You can't even get close enough, but you can get above 5.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
TH1. Oh, it will not let me send it. Hold on. Oh, wait. That's why. Or not. I'll just roll 2d8. And then... Why is it not letting me send anything? Alright, hold on.
Wait, you can't send anything.
You might be having the same issue that I had earlier.
Oh, there we go. I rolled 2d8.
And you
I
rolled
got
an
an 8 and a 1.
That's such a
So it's
bipolar
18.
roll.
Success at a cost.
So you fail by 1. So what are you willing to sacrifice for success?
It doesn't have to be anything too big, right?
No. This is digging a hole. So
It'd be kind of funny.
If you got a blister.
Yeah, or a slight concussion. But I think, a blister from the shovel would be apt. Got a little bit too into Silverstring's beat there. And then when it stopped and he froze, maybe I twisted my hand the wrong way and got like a rope burn from the shovel.
I turn to see what's wrong with Silver Strings. I'm like, ow.
Fuck! Yeah, exactly.
Alright, so I'll give you success, but your next check will be at disadvantage. So this is going to put the onus on Silver String and Tolman to succeed. Because if they
Yep,
don't,
sorry,
you'll
guys.
have disadvantage.
Sorry, guys, I got a rope burn from the shovel.
A little pain of a twist. Silver String. Well, something's happening with Silver String. Tolman, you seem fine. Alright, Tolman, your friends have had a rough time. Something about this place is messing with them. Some more than others. But you're close, Tolman. And you're getting closer.
Alright. Let's see. Can I use Arcana to kind of tap into the ley lines again?
Yeah.
And see if I can kind of bend the magic to actually protect the group?
Yeah, go for it. Give me an arcane check.
Holy scheisse.
Just a nice 33. Gotta love expertise, especially when you start getting the higher proficiency levels.
Yeah.
Looking at the artificer I built for my Saturday game.
Once
Just need a
more,
level of
once more, you reach out with your mind and your magic and begin pulling at the threads of the loose, wild conjunctions of magic here. And very quickly, you begin wrapping your companions in cocoons of protective spells, doing what you can to save them, especially with Silverstring, from whatever's happening. If it'll be enough, only time will tell. But you've twisted the very magic of this place into your service. And if that's not enough, what is? Silverstring. You can still feel yourself slipping away into something. Something calling you down there.
Okay. I'm gonna try to like put my focus and energy into diving into that slip. Almost to not attack, but dive it to the source of whatever's the source of the perversion of this energy is, and point them not where I currently am, but whatever's in the chrysalis, and say, "That's where I am. You have found me." And try to deceive it into attacking something else.
Yeah, just go to the chrysalis, not me. Okay. give me a performance check.
I was going to try deception.
No,
but-
deception also works. Yes.
Okay.
We just said deception. For some reason, my mind, because Bard goes straight to performance every time.
Performance everything. Oh no.
You don't fail by 5
No.
though. That's what
true.
That's what really gets you. But also, you know, Sazota has disadvantage on the next check.
Yes, but I'll still bardically inspire her.
That could
Him.
be.
Sorry.
It's fine. What is gender anyway?
It's a social construct.
Social construct. Yeah.
There we go. Exactly.
All right, so Silver String, you deflect it as well as you're able to, and it buys you some precious moments. And then you reach out and you uplift Sazota, and Sazota, you know that it's on you now. Blistered, burning a little bit. What is it that Sazota does?
Well, I do at least have survival. Maybe I can use survival to kind of help chart a way in, maybe a path of least resistance, perhaps. You know, assuming I can pass it.
Alright, go for it.
Does that sound all
Yeah,
right?
that's fine.
Wait,
Woo! You could do it. It's possible.
So you're saying there's a chance?
all right. So
Hell
7.
yeah, 24.
24.
Let's go.
Huge.
Feel free to describe how you push through the final bit of resistance and clutch the final 2 chrysalis deep in the blood pits.
Well, he's got that crystal kind of, close to his chest, the one he was found on. He knows what it feels like. He knows quite a bit about navigation. He's had to do it a lot on his own. So maybe just based on information he'd get from Tolmond and from Silverstring, he would kind of feel his way towards where he thinks he should go and, go from there. He would work from there. He would just dig, he would kick, he would, block debris. Just what he can do to get us through, to navigate through all this dirt, all this rubble.
Kicking, scratching, attacking the very earth itself, beating it into submission until it gives you exactly what you want. And that
Hissing
is...
at root burn.
And that is the chrysalis, the final 2. They are not identical. One is massive, green, pulsing with that same inner light. You can't see what's inside of it. And then you see another one, also a chrysalis, but this one a deep, brooding red, pulsing with a light that's much fainter. Much more sinister than the green light, to be sure. Do you know whatever is in this red was not saved by the power that might have been Kylos, or you believe to be Kylos with the green chrysalis? This was something saved with the power of this man's and the blood therein.
Let's pray them. At least the one in the green first. I want to be ready in case there's something sinister in the red one. Less. Anybody has objections?
No, I am not exactly thrilled about opening the other one.
Silverstring.
Not after what it
Real quick.
last did.
You are called to that red one. Something within you. It's what drained you a moment
Mhm.
ago. Something that's tied to your family is there. And it's
It's
weak.
not gone.
It's dying. And you think, or perhaps even you know, that when it called out to you and nearly destroyed you just a second ago, that was whatever was in this reacting like a person drowning. Just reaching out for something, anything. And you just had to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So with this new knowledge, Silverstring, feel free to act however you act.
It is still alive. I want to end this.
You know you could. Just that thought washing across your head, it would just take a touch of power from you. Nothing spectacular, nothing overwhelming. Just the final twist of a knife to end it forever.
I still have the cultist's dagger, don't I?
You do.
Okay. I'll draw it, but I'll look to Saz and Tolmond. I'm going to do this. Do you want to see what's in the green one first?
I think if there's something you need to do, do it now.
We're here for you either way.
All right. And I will take the dagger. Cast Hexblade's Curse on the pulsating chrysalisk and stab it down into the deep, throbbing red. And in as much as you say it won't take much, Silverstring is going to pour all of himself into it, as much as he can.
Just your anger and your frustration.
Needs to make sure.
Everything that's built up over a life of running and hiding from the evil represented by your family. How it chased you and your sister. And how you know if you don't end it, it will never stop. Until,
Never.
well, there's only one way to end this. Your knife falls and slides through the crystal as if it's not even there. It's as if this was meant to be. The crystal shatters. The blade slides true into something fleshy within it. You hear not a screech, not a final rebelling against the dying of the light. The last vestiges of your family dies without hardly anything but a whimper. The dagger slides home. The light fades. The crystal turns to dust. And only bones remain. And with that final action, the Achium line, save for you, your sister, and any unknown children, is gone. Gone forever.
Do you feel all right?
I think I said this to Zaz earlier. Well, earlier, I mean like yesterday. When she rescued me, I felt absolution. I feel empty yet fulfilled.
I have a
There's
question.
some-
Is there catharsis in how you feel? Any at all?
Yes. Finally, it's done. That is.
That's all I needed to hear.
I'm happy. In a way. Now, what's in your green chrysalis there?
The scarred one off to the side's like, I don't know what happened just now, but we still have the one chrysalis.
You'll have your tools?
I have my chisels.
Might I borrow one?
You may borrow as many as you need. He just unrolls like a leather case that's just full of like chisels and hammers.
Yeah, he'll just take a set.
Let us begin. Would you care to join, Tolman?
Of course.
And with that, our group, our companions, begin chiseling away the final green chrysalis. It's shaped a little different than the others. It's larger. Whatever's inside, not in the traditional shape a body would be in. Boots are revealed first, followed by hands. When you finally break all the crystal away, and you gaze eyes down at the corpse of Silverstring, what goes through your mind?
I look at Silver String in disbelief, and then I pinch him.
He's not
I
there.
take 1 point of damage.
Yeah, Silverstring's not there.
Huh.
Just the corpse in front of you, still clutching the sacrificial knife in its hands, covered in crystal. That same knowing smile on his lips that you saw for just an instant as he dove towards his mother, which you now know to be dead. Was this your final friend?
Tell me, Guard One, did you just look at us talking to ourselves like a jackass and not say anything?
The Mance breaks us all in different ways. Some talk to themselves. Loved ones who aren't there. There's flashbacks of all the interactions with the Scarred One. How he never interacted with Silverstring. Never once did he confirm or deny a statement or answer a question. It was only you and Tolman. You, Tolman, and the memory of what was lost that day.
Huh. That a kick in the pants.
You knew the whole time, didn't you, Ross?
I'm gonna take the long silence as a yes.
Same. Suzoda looks to.
I'll decide not to answer that question.
I plead the fifth.
He looks to Tolmond. Somehow I feel like I should have seen this coming. What about you?
I'm a little surprised I didn't.
So you had an inkling then?
Well, the last time I saw him, he was swimming down into the pit. I didn't think anything would survive that.
I guess maybe I was hoping for a little bit more of a miracle, but maybe this is what closure feels like.
Well, we did have him again for a moment, even if only in our minds. But in the end, he kind of got what he wanted. He ended it.
He ended it.
Saved a couple of us.
Suzoda, you feel the heavy weight in one of your robe's pockets.
Oh,
The piece of crystal that you handed to Silverstring, or thought you did.
I put the crystal that I thought I handed to him in one hand, moving the sacrificial dagger to the other.
Do you need to say goodbye longer? I can wait if you need to.
What do you think, Tolmond?
I feel like we should do the same for him that we did for the others. Take him out.
Hmm.
He wouldn't want to be buried here.
I don't think he would want to be buried anywhere near here. Perhaps maybe Maddie wouldn't mind a little graveyard, you think?
Wouldn't that be a fitting change of scenery for him?
Just buried in a place of unbridled joy. I think that's what he would deserve, you know?
Sounds good to me.
Maybe the same for Will?
Absolutely.
So it is. With plans to bury Will, Kristoff, and Silverstring in Maddie's garden, you begin the process of hauling that still smirking corpse all the way out of the manse, through the fiery grounds, through the tapestry that depicts his family's line back to the beginning. His legacy, not that of his family's. It is a long march.
Before we leave, is there one thing that I can do?
Yeah, go for it.
Can I try to tap into the ley line one more time to bring the manse down?
Yes. Make an Arcana check, DC 30.
On the money.
Oh my god.
Fuck
On the
yeah.
money.
Fuck yeah.
Hope there's nobody else inside when you do.
Well, he said that he got everybody else out of the chrysalis, so I figure since we got everybody out, this would be my parting gift to him.
The body of Silverstring on a litter being drugged by Sizoda and Tolmond. The scarred dragonborn leading the way in a slow shuffle. There's a pause as Tolmond turns back, and with an effort of supreme will combined with subtle knowledge of the arcane arts, you begin turning the magic of this place, so wild and free and unchecked, in on itself. The ground begins to shake and tremble. And as you leave this place, you do so to the backdrop of this ruin tearing itself apart, the stones becoming dust. And every vile memory of this place disappearing back into the earth. We cut now to Silverstring. Hey buddy, you might want to unmute yourself.
Yo.
You stand over the ruined crystal that you saw yourself in. Were you really here? Were you not? That's not a question for us to answer. But there's something in that crystal that belongs to you, and you cannot go without it. We see you, Silverstring, not as you were in life. Right now you stand amongst the crumbling ruins, a strange young man, half of you whole, the other half a strange void. Your soul shape bare for anybody to see. But in this crystal, you see the last piece of yourself. All you have to do is claim it. It's a final act. Do you claim this final piece of yourself?
I have no idea what it will do if I do that, right?
You have no idea. You didn't even know you were dead until a second ago.
Not. I reached out to Kylos. See if they'll accept me as I am.
You don't need to reach out for that. You know. You were good enough at your worst. This is not your worst.
Is there a way I can grab that piece of myself that's still there, but not come whole, and then just leave?
You may. So you reach out to that other half of yourself. The half that would fill the void. That would make you whole. But you don't make it part of yourself. Instead, you grip it. Perhaps examine it. And for the first time in all of your existence, you hear the voice of a god. Your god, Kylos. The first words ever spoken to you, or to anyone that you know of. And the words are simply, it's time to come home.
Home. That sounds nice. Of thoughts of all my friends. Will, Kristoff. That fucking grung. God, what was his name?
All these thoughts go through your head. And then you feel thin. But only for a moment. As you find yourself walking forested paths in a garden of your own creation. You feel familiar hands on your back. The embrace of a friend. And the last thing Silverstring sees are the faces of Will and Kristoff welcoming him home. And that is where we will end our session.
Hey, something I wanted to say, just to
Okay.
Tolman, just as a kind of last thing as we walk away.
Very well.
Hold on, talking's hard. So just kind of as after the building crumbles behind us, after it goes kind of quiet, he's going to say, you know, once all of this is over with, if I'm alive to see the end of it, I thought of opening up another inn. And I think I just thought of the perfect name. The Silver String.
Sounds like a fine place indeed.
And that was it.
A fine place indeed. And that is where we'll end our session.